Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Child's father questioned after Hanover security guard found dead. The father of the child of a 23-year-old security guard, who was found dead at her house in Hanover on Wednesday, was questioned by the police the same day. The body of Chanderol was found with chop wounds on the outside of her house, which is located on 4 Charlton Drive in Losie. The police are theorizing that Rule was attacked on the inside of the house before running outside. She reportedly received multiple chop wounds all over her body. As part of the police investigation, the father of the woman's child was contacted by the police. He turned himself in on Wednesday and was interviewed by the police. The father of the child was interviewed by the police. "We got the father," stated Superintendent Sharon B. Pott, head of the Hanover Police Division, who did not provide further details. Portland students in police custody after alleged gang clashes at school. At least 6 male students from Port Antonio High School in Portland were on Wednesday afternoon taken to the Port Antonio police station for their alleged involvement in a fight where machetes and knives were drawn. A senior teacher at the school, who spoke on the condition of not being named, told reporters that at least 6 fights broke out in what is believed to be related incidents. According to the senior teacher, the police had to be called in to quell the situation, which threatened to escalate as what appeared to be gangs within the school engaged in physical clashes on Wednesday. In the meantime, the police have confirmed that they were forced to remove some male students from the institution who were involved in fights, and that weapons were also recovered from them. However, the police did not disclose how many students were taken out of the school environment or whether any of the students were seriously injured. There are reports that at least 2 students were stabbed during the clash between alleged rival gangs within the school. Dispute stalls work on Drapers to Boston roadway in Portland. Work has stalled on the Drapers to Boston main road in Portland due to a dispute between China Harbor Engineering Company and the subcontractors. The National Works Agency says it is aware that there is an issue between the parties. NWA Communication and Customer Service Manager Stephen Shaw says an investigation is to be launched into the cause of the impasse so the work can resume as soon as possible. "I need to hear from China Harbor what the situation is so that I can properly advise the public," Mr. Shaw told reporters. FBI to intensify SSL fraud probe. The United States Federal Bureau of Investigation's FBI is to intensify its probe into the multi-million-dollar fraud at Stocks and Securities Limited. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark gave the update yesterday while addressing the Financial Investigations Division's conference. Dr. Clark said the government will allocate funds to pay for the international help with the investigation. He added that cyber forensic mechanisms have also been activated.
By the time I spoke last Monday, the investigative bodies were already in touch and collaborating with the FBI, and that collaboration has continued with meetings that have followed. And in the briefing that I have received, based on developments, the FBI is going to be intensifying their involvement even beyond what would have been thought when I first made that statement. Further to the commitment I made last week Monday, not only have we written to an international partner for assistance with forensic auditing, but I've committed publicly that the government of Jamaica is going to be paying for it, meaning we are, if somebody wants to give us, we will take it, of course, right? But this is so important. We are going to allocate the space in our budget to make sure we can procure the best international forensic experts that we can find. And since that time, we have identified a firm, and the procedures involved in contracting are underway. The cyber resources and cyber forensic resources of the government of Jamaica have also been activated. And all avenues that cyber can reach, and I don't have to specify them, All of them will be opened up with no stone left unturned. There's going to be no place to hide.
One Don gang trial, Chief Justice chides police for lack of supporting evidence. Chief Justice has bemoaned the lack of supporting evidence from the police in the One Don gang trial, stating that the practice is poor and unacceptable. The Chief Justice, who was continuing his summation on Wednesday in the trial that spanned more than a year, lamented that there is no supporting evidence, including photographs and spent casing on 2 of the counts, which relate to the killing of a man called Outlaw in Toplariston, St. Catherine on November 2, 2017, and the killing of a man in the vicinity of Plastic in Twickenham Park area. Noting that he was not referring to shootings that occurred several decades ago, the Chief Justice questioned why supporting evidence was missing in incidents that occurred just 4 years ago. The judge said the lack of supporting evidence creates difficulty in spending time on the date when the incidents occurred. He said the evidence would have assisted the court in determining the specific dates of the incident and may very well have covered the period when some of the defendants claim they were in custody. Spring Village residents up in arms after bridge closure. Residents of Spring Village in Old Harbour, St. Catherine have expressed dissatisfaction with the limited to no information from the offices of the National Works Agency NWA regarding the status of the community bridge, which was closed to vehicular traffic on September 23, 2022. The Spring Village Bridge takes vehicular traffic from the direction of Gutters, Old Harbour Road to the communities of Spring Village, Bamboo, Back Pasture, and Worthy Park. Last year, the NWA reported that following routine inspections, it was determined that the structure was severely compromised and a danger to motorists. However, this closure triggered numerous inconveniences for residents of the farming community, as it affects not only their lives but also their livelihoods. One such inconvenience is the increase in fares for individuals relying on public passenger vehicles to transport to and from their homes. Randy Finnegan, Executive Director of the Spring Village Development Foundation, told reporters on Monday that a committee meeting was held last Monday where residents were up in arms about the matter and had initiated a petition for information to be disseminated to the committee members. We understand that emergency has occurred, but the information was not forthcoming, he bemoaned. He continued that on some occasions, locals have had to resort to walking into the community and to their homes, as there is a limited number of taxi operators who are willing to traverse on the alternative route, which is through Nightingale Grove, as the road was severely damaged and in need of rehabilitation. The taxis that were in operation charged $300 from a previous $100 from the town square. For persons in their private vehicle, Finnegan stated that the travel time took as much as 30 minutes to exit the community. So there are real constraints, he said, adding that although the residents did not expect the bridge to be up in the next week, next month, or next 3 months, the NWA could do better in communicating. Many walk in protest because they really don't have it, he added. Stephen Shaw, Communication and Customer Services Manager of NWA, informed reporters that he remained hopeful that the agency will be able to get funding from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation in fiscal year 2023-2024. Shaw said that the area required for a new bridge to be constructed. The estimated cost of the developing along with the projected time of completion was not yet established, and that there was a possibility that a private-public partnership would be forged for the bridge project. In relation to the rehabilitation of the alternative route, Shaw told reporters that a contract of $19 million was being executed, but that the details of the kind of work that would be executed on the roadway was not yet known. Finnegan, who also serves in the capacity of Executive Director of the Spring Village Institute of Vocational and Professional Training, stated that with the economic challenges faced for the increase in fares, the institution's students and teachers' turnout have been impacted, causing schools in the community to record its lowest numbers. He continued that 50% of the new students who indicated an interest in attending the vocational training school had not shown up, lamenting that the journey to travel to the institution was too costly. Spring Gardens Primary School Principal Shernet Chambers told reporters that her students' population of 240 was half in October due to the inconveniences. Because of the closure of the bridge, it means that students pay their fare and come without lunch, or they stay home, she explained. After noticing this trend, Chambers said that the school has increased its efforts to encourage more parents to send their children to school as administrators take on the additional responsibility of ensuring that the students who use their lunch money to take taxi cabs are fed. She said that among her students and teaching staff of 13, with a support staff of 4, the alternative route caused them to be late for school. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell